guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun white trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? ANCAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to talk about a formation that absolutely destroys Dollar when it comes to blocking it and give you all the time in the world. Now, this formation is the Gun Tight Slots Halfback Week. We actually have this twice on our website with pro player Jack Organ, who was in the Madden Bowl this year, finished in the top 8 in the world. And then Astro, who is a perennial, top player who also gave this to us out of the Bengals playbook. Two entirely different styles of offenses where they're using the same formation to start, but one goes into bunch, one goes into an audible down scheme, into other formations, but both of them use this as their main. So if you're interested in this formation, we definitely have content for you that you can kind of show both styles. But that's not really what I'm looking about in this. Now, whenever I go ahead and put content on the website, I'm always going to lab it. I'm always going to run it for a week or so, try to get as much familiarity with it. So when I teach it, I understand every little thing about it. Well, there was a motion I found that I added to the Astro game plan that absolutely does an amazing job of blocking Dollar and literally just let you sit back there, and unless they get a shed on you where basically the timer comes off, you're gonna have an easy throw. So I'm gonna show you that, okay? So this formation is known for its glitchy motions. This one is one I've never seen anybody use, and I want to introduce it. So let's talk about DB Fire, and I'm just gonna call this, how people are basically will run this, in a way like this, right? So if they're running this and they're coming at you like this, a lot of times the guy on the outside is going to come in, and you can see how he's going to get flying in, right? That's if you do nothing, right? You can do the same thing. You can kind of block a, let me go ahead and block a tight end this time, right? And if you do something like that, a lot of times what's going to end up happening is the same thing. This guy's going to come around the corner, and you're good to go, right? So a lot of times, there are ways that you could slow it down, step up in the pocket, but it's not consistent. I'll be honest with you, the way that people can run it, or in the way they can shift stuff, they can get it. Now, there's one that I've seen that has really done a really great job every single time. And let me show you what it is. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, right? So I'm going to do like this. And if you block your tight end, then you motion the B, what you're going to see is that the B is going to go left and the A goes to the right, and that one little step to the right makes all the difference in the world. And let me tell you why. If you know anything about the programming of this game, when you set your blocks to where it's very, very clear and specific of who needs to get who, everybody falls in line and there's no confusion and there's no missteps. Everybody goes ahead and blocks the guy that you need. That's why, to be honest with you, gun empty, when there's only 5 linemen, blocks much better than a lot of other formations because there's no confusion. Yes, if you send somebody like a 6-person, that's wider than they can get to, they can get in gun empty. But as far as everybody picking up who they need to pick up, they always do it. So it's very, very predictable. This is how this works, okay? When you go ahead and set this tight end to the outside, he is going to pick up that guy coming from the right, which now allows the person that is the right tackle to block the next guy, and everybody falls in line to where everybody gets picked up. I do not need to block the tight end, the running back. I don't need to slide. I don't have to do anything. I can just basically go ahead and set this up, and you're going to see all the time in the world I need to have. Everybody gets in their spots, and I'm going to be able to throw this ball with ease 25, 30 yards down the field, right? I'll do it over and over again so you can see it. Once they set up, they're going to be able to go ahead and basically be able to just pick up their man exactly the way you want it to, right? So I'm just going to set up something like this, right? You can do a whole lot of different things with this. I'm just kind of showing it to you. Everybody will line up to their players. Everybody's got it. You can see that if I was just to look at the pocket that this has, right? There's no miscommunication. There's no who's got who. Look, 87 gets outside. These two guys right here, locked, right? Those guys got those guys locked. He's got that guy locked. These guys, there's no passing off. There's no nothing. Everybody's in a spot that where I can just sit here cleanly in the pocket, wait. And just, you can see that I got no threats on me at all, right? And it really, really works really well in this situation, right? So you can do a lot of different things. Like say you want to do something with your, you put your B on a post, whatever the case is, move him over. Now he's going to go back to this way. and you can do it to where the X goes on a streak, you know, and now you've got kind of a high-low going this way. It doesn't matter what you do, right? I'm just talking about blocking, right? We can put this guy to the flat this time where, you know, he's going to be able to get underneath, and we just kind of do something, you know, to kind of mess things up, right? But if you just sit here and you allow these guys to set up, you're going to see here that I can have all day in the world. And the problem with dollar is if you're sending those guys and you give yourself enough time, there are holes in that defense. It's just people are accustomed to not having the time to hit those holes. So now we're going to talk about when we flip the play, how the motions basically change up and how we could still use this blocking scheme with this type of motions in order to do it. So we're going to do the DB Fire 2. I'm going to call post wheel drag flipped, okay? And we'll just set up, you know, DB Fire 2 the way it was. And what we're going to do here is, if you look at the B receiver, see how he's got a post? When I move him to the left, he's going to keep the same angle of what he's running, and he goes to the left side. But before we do that, what we want to do is block the tight end. Remember, the tight end moves when the outside B moves. So he moves over here. Now we've got the ability for this A basically to be that same position of a blocker. And we've got the ability that we could set up, you know, a corner streak combo over here on the left side here. And we could do whatever we want with the running back, you know, or in the Y receiver. That's kind of up to you. Basically how you want to set this up in whatever the case is. So just for the sake of this video, I'll just do something where it's going to be like a trail concept, right? The Y does the drag, the RB goes behind it, and now you've got basically a high-low on the left with the B and the drag, and then you've got a trail. Now, the key to this is the tight end's in the same spot he was before blocking, to where he's going to pick up the guy with the M, and we're literally just going to be able to kind of go over and wait for the B to clear everybody and have a lot of success, right? We step up in the pocket, and you can see how we're going to have that much ability to easily throw this, right? There wasn't any pressure. There wasn't any heat. There wasn't any miscommunication going on. Everybody picks up their man and sets it. So when 87 sets the edge, he sets the edge. That means basically these two guys are absolutely, you know, stuffed. We got a double team on the middle player. These guys will set around here. You can see I just step up the pocket just to make sure that I'm not going back into their spot. And look how much of a pocket this is. Anybody can stay in this pocket all day, right? And you can see here that I'm literally walking up to the line of scrimmage, throw the ball 30 plus yards down the field, and have an easy dot for the easy catch. And this is all predicated on using a motion that goes ahead and allows us to basically pick up the outside player in a spot that sets the rest of the line up to where they know who they need to go. Again, I'm not shifting any of my players. I'm not sliding. I'm not IDing. All I'm doing is making sure that I'm setting my player in the right spot and the rest of the players set up. So if you like tips like this, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Check out our website. We have this you know, formation in 2 different game plans. So you can definitely combine them because what Jack Morgan teaches in the Colts is the same thing. You can apply that to everything that Astro taught in the Bengals and be able to put both those together and have a really nice scheme. So check that out, guys. $9.95 unlocks everything. Do appreciate you guys, and we'll come back with a video tomorrow as well.